Now let's practice solving these special cases. The steps in order to solve these equations have not changed, it's just the type of answers that we get has changed. If you want to fill in the definition portions up there, you can to help remember what the definitions are. I will say that infinite solutions is saying the same thing as all real numbers. So that third box, all real numbers and infinite solutions are the same thing. But today we're going to practice these problems right here, 6 through 8. We're going to work on that. So, remembering our steps in order to solve equations with variables on both sides, the first thing we need to do is distribute. And please remember that if that number in front of the parentheses has a negative in front of it, you have to distribute that negative. So, that would be 7 minus 5x, because 0.5 of 10 is 5. You're taking the half of it, plus 2 equals 3 minus 5x plus 6. Now we combine like terms. Negative 5x plus 9 equals negative 5x plus 9. Now we have a true statement. We know that if we move the terms, they would cancel each other out. The right side equals the left side. There's multiple ways we can think about this, but this is a true statement. Both sides of the equal sign are the same. So we know that this is all real numbers or infinite solutions. That is our answer. Circle works, I guess. All right, so let's look at number 7. Once again, we're going to distribute first. We're going to distribute that negative sign to both terms. We're going to distribute the 4 to both terms. So negative 14 plus 9c equals 8c plus 20. Now, this is where I like to circle my variables and box in constants, just for visualization. So, I also like to move my smallest coefficient, the number in front of the variable, first. That's just how I like to think about it. That's why I decide to move which term I decide to do. And then I also know that that means, looking at that, between the 8 and the 9, I know I'm going to move the circles over here and the boxes over here. So my first step is going to be to subtract 8c from both sides to get rid of it. C. When it's just a 1, you don't have to put the coefficient. Plus a negative 14 equals, that canceled out, so 20. Now we need to move our constant, so plus 14 plus 14, c equals 34. Now that is my answer. If in order to check it, we could put 34 back in and say negative 14 plus 9 times 34 equals 8 times 34 plus 20, and that solving that would mean that our statement would be true. The right side equals the left side of the equal sign. Now let's look at number 8. So once again, we're going to distribute to both terms. That would be a negative 9x minus 45 equals negative x minus 8x minus 15. Now we're going to combine like terms. Negative 9x minus 45 equals negative 9x minus 15. At this point, I should be able to recognize that this is a no solution answer. And the reason being is that my constants are different, but my variables and coefficients are the same. So I know that if I wanted to move my terms around and I added 9x to both sides, that would cancel out on both sides, and I'd be left with negative 45 equals negative 15. This is a false statement. Negative 45 does not equal negative 15. So there are no solutions. No solutions. Now, if I were you, I would pause this video. Oops. Ignore that. I would pause this video and work on problems 9 and 10 by yourself and check the solutions by clicking on the link on our interactive notebook, that little check mark link, and you can check your work. But I wanted to go ahead and work on a couple problems over here just to show you how these little boxes work. So let's solve number 1. We don't have to distribute or combine like terms. They've already done that for us. So we can start off with circling our variables, boxing in constants to see where we need to move things. So I see that negative 8 is smaller than 30. So I'm going to move my circles over here and my boxes over here. I'm going to start by adding 8x to both sides. That 0 pair cancels out. 38x minus 75 equals 58. I'm going to say plus 75 plus 75. 8 plus 5 would be 13. Carry the 1. That would be 13 equals 38x. I do not have that memorized, so in my calculator I'm going to put 133 divided by 38. What I'm doing here is taking 38 and dividing it by both sides. And that is x equals 3.5. Now, 1, going up to our boxes, we find the type of answer we have. So, if we got an answer of x equals 3.5, I'm going to put 1 up here. Because problem number 1 had the answer of x equals 3.5. So you're going to do that for problems 1 through 6, solving that, knowing that these are your possible answer choices up here. And then solve 7 and 8 on your own, and check your work on the check mark link in your notes on the notebook.